What's really happening? Two Republican members of the United States House of Representatives have introduced a bill in the U.S. Congress called the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026. This bill seeks to put new pressure on Nigeria's government over ongoing insecurity and violent conflicts in parts of the country, especially where communal clashes and attacks have affected farming and other communities. In the provisions of this proposed legislation, the lawmakers named certain groups and individuals, including former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and some Fulani association groups such as the Miyetti, Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Makban, and Miyetti Allah Kautal Hore, as subjects for potential sanctions. The bill would ask the U.S. the Secretary of State and Treasury to consider targeted measures like visa bans and asset freezes and to determine whether some Fulani ethnic militias meet the criteria to be classified as a foreign terrorist organization under U.S. law. It's important to note that this is a proposed bill, not a passed law. It still needs to go through committee debate, votes in both chambers of Congress, and potential negotiation before becoming law, so the situation can change. The lawmakers behind the bill argue that their goal is to pressure Nigerian authorities to do more to stop religious persecution and violence, particularly against Christian communities, and to crack down on armed groups. They cite ongoing clashes, church attacks, and displacement in parts of Nigeria's Middle Belt and northern regions as reasons for their concern. And on the other side, critics of the proposal, including the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, and leaders of groups like Makban, have expressed shock and rejection at being singled out, saying the association has long worked to promote peace and that the conflict in Nigeria is complex and not reducible to a single group's actions. So before we go on, if you're finding this discussion useful and want more clear, grounded updates like this, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think about these developments. Here's why this matters. If this bill becomes law, individuals and organizations named in it could face real consequences like U.S. travel restrictions and financial penalties under U.S. Anti-human rights abuse laws, measures that can impact diplomatic relations between Abuja and Washington. Beyond the politics and law, it also touches on how foreign governments view Nigeria's security challenges, especially issues involving communal violence, banditry, and pastoralist farmer clashes that have affected communities. It's also important to clarify that being proposed for sanctions or being examined for a terrorist designation is not the same as officially being classified as a terrorist sponsor under U.S. law. The bill would require the U.S. State Department to make that determination, not that the U.S. Congress has already done so. For context, this move is happening after broader U.S. concerns about violence and religious freedom in Nigeria, including past U.S. Government actions like designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern and joint military cooperation against extremist groups, although those are separate from this bill. Throughout this story, you'll hear many strong claims on both sides. What's crucial for us as observers, especially here in Nigeria, is to separate a proposal under consideration from a final decision or legal label. Keep that distinction in mind as you talk about it with friends or on social media. Thanks for watching this update. If you want deeper breakdowns of what this means for Nigeria and for everyday Nigerians, stick around, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs clear information. Let's stay informed and think critically about how international politics intersects with what's happening here at home. First, so we need to be clear about how the U.S. Congress works. In the United States, any member of Congress can introduce a bill. That bill reflects the position of the lawmaker or lawmakers sponsoring it, not automatically the official position of the U.S. government. After a bill is introduced, it goes through committee review, possible amendments, debate, and voting. Many proposed bills never become law, so when reports say U.S. lawmakers named certain individuals or groups, it means they reference them in the text of a proposal, not that a final legal judgment has already been made. According to reports from Nigerian media outlets, including Punch and other local accounts, the proposed legislation calls for the U.S. Government to investigate certain individuals and organizations in connection with allegations of religious persecution and violence in parts of Nigeria. The bill reportedly mentions Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, a former governor of Kano State and a prominent political figure, along with some Fulani-related associations. The lawmakers behind the bill argue that these individuals or groups should be examined under U.S. sanctions laws.